Hey there, Ivan Katz, Fairfax Realty. I work in the Northern Virginia and Washington, D.C. area, selling real estate for the last almost 13 years, actually. And I became a realtor because I was really unhappy with my realtors. I bought a couple properties, and to me, they didn't give me the service that I wanted and deserved. So, now, today I'm going to talk about something everybody wants to know about: getting a good deal. Hey Ivan, how can I get a good deal? Well, there's different answers to that question, actually. Sometimes getting a good deal is getting a good price. But other times, let's say you're in a very hot market and there's multiple contracts going, sometimes getting a good deal can just be buying in the neighborhood that you want or the area that you want and just getting a place because it's so competitive. And you really need a good realtor to work out that intel because there's a lot of stuff going on. There's oftentimes unrealistic sellers. If you're in a hot market and you see a property's been sitting for a long time, it could be a couple things. It could be condition of that property. It also could be the fact that that property is overpriced. So there's many different reasons that a property could be on the market for a long time. And if you have an unrealistic seller, well, you might be wasting your time going after it. Sometimes timing might be the important issue. If you need to get into a place quickly because you really need to move for a job or something like that, well, you don't want to go after a short sale or a foreclosure, also known as REO, real estate owned, basically. That's really a politically correct way of saying foreclosure. A foreclosure is the last step in the process and costs the bank the most money. They have to go ahead and take over the property legally, take it from the delinquent owner or whatever the case may be, and in that case, it's a foreclosure or REO, real estate owned. And that means that you can usually settle fairly quickly these days. Still a lot of red tape from banks and that sort of thing, but you can do it fairly quickly, quicker than it used to be. In other words, a month, 45 days, most likely 45 days. But when you get into short sales, that's still where the owner is living in the home or still has ownership of the home. They might not actually be occupying it, but the bank has to negotiate with them, and it's a third-party approval, and that's what takes so long. The seller, in many cases, will sign any deal they get, but the bank might not go for it. Banks are getting very, very picky these days about price. If they price something at $169,000, it doesn't mean they're going to sell it for $120 anymore. They might really want $169, or they might be willing to pay 3% closing costs, which is common, but don't expect to get a good deal by getting like a $40,000 discount on a property priced at $169,000. Maybe if a property is priced at $550, you might be able to get it for $500, but in some cases maybe not. If properties are appraising for that $550, then they might expect to get $550 if that house is in that same condition. They always send out appraisers to figure out what that property is really worth, so the banks do know. Even though they might be in an office somewhere across the country, they will know what places are supposed to sell for in that area, and it might take them longer to communicate, and it might be a frustrating process if you're in a hurry, but still it might be a good way to get a good deal with a short sale or foreclosure if you have the time. Of course, many times getting a good deal is actually getting a good price, and if you're working with a good agent who looks out for your best interests, and I certainly treat my clients' money like it's my money, I'm going to get you a good deal no matter what. That's what I do. I negotiate every step of the way for you. And what does every step of the way for you mean? Well, if you're buying a property, then it's not just writing the contract and getting a price you want, but there's many things that happen after that. There's the home inspection in many cases. There's the final walkthrough. There's just so many things that go into buying a property, and I've worked with many, many first-time home buyers and walked them through this process. So it's very important to have a good realtor that you gel well with and that you get along with, because this person is going to be with you every step of the way. I don't work on a team. It's just me, Ivan Katz. There's no team. So I'm the one that if I sell your property, I put the sign up, I take the pictures. Every step of the way you're going to deal with me. If I'm your buyer agent, then I show you the properties, I take you to all the neighborhoods, and I do go ahead and fill out that contract for you and negotiate and get all the intel that you need to get you a good price and get you the home you want. So it's important to work with a good, experienced agent like myself, and that's it for this one, how to get a good deal, because there's so many different ways to get a good deal. Sometimes getting a good deal, as I said, is just getting the property you want. Other times it is getting a good price. And you have to have your agent do the intel to say, no, let's not go after this one. Many people find a house and they really want that house, but if it's an unrealistic seller, you could waste months and months and months and still never get that house. But maybe if there's another one out there and the seller is more realistic, or some other intel that your agent can work for you and find out for you which ones you can go after to get that good deal, if price is your total thing, then your good realtor can make that happen. Also, there's a whole lending aspect. If you can get a 4.25% rate one place from one bank, and then there's another bank that gives you a 4% rate, well, there's your good deal right there, because on the same property, you're going to save thousands and thousands of dollars over the life of the mortgage. Okay, that's all for now. I'm Ivan Katz, Fairfax Realty. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, or you can reach me at my email, which is also on the screen. Thanks for watching, and don't hesitate to call if you have any questions about the buying process, or if you're looking for a good realtor in the DC metro area.